Minecraft, at its core, is a sandbox game, which is a fancy way of saying that technically there are no rules, but the internet has collectively decided that there are about 3,000 of them anyways. I'm looking at you, Minecraft Wiki. You can speedrun Minecraft. You can build entire empires. You can automate farms that only you understand. Or you can spend 3 real-life hours adjusting the shape of a roof because something about it just feels slightly off. We all still follow some kind of rule, regardless of playstyle. We place our furnace next to our crafting table. We lock our mending villagers in 1x2 spaces and argue about its ethicality. They're ones and zeros, guys. Let me do as I please. We run out of coal on night 3 and immediately remember that maybe planning ahead is a good life skill we should have learned earlier. Maybe some things are universal. So why does it feel like there's a right way to play? When I was younger, I didn't really think about any of that. Diamonds were the hardest thing to get at the time, which meant that in my teen brain, the most logical thing you could do in a game that gives you unlimited creative freedom was to build and live inside of a giant cube of diamonds. It was loud, it was obnoxious, and it was absolutely on-brand behavior for the almost adult who thought success in Minecraft was measured by how many diamonds you had. But somewhere along the way, sharing things about my favorite game started to feel different. I started putting pressure on myself to produce something instead of enjoying it. Like I was working a job instead of playing a video game. My feelings didn't change because I stopped loving Minecraft. I didn't. I spent an embarrassing amount of time in the old PS3 demo world because I couldn't afford the full game. So I just kept playing the same world over and over and over and over again. For some reason, discovering the portal in the sign kept its same rush the 63rd time around. Then I discovered Java, and it was all downhill from there. I loved this game through high school, through college, through my 20s, through laptops that had absolutely zero business trying to run it, and my current laptop, whose fan would really love if I would just gut it out. But it started to feel like there was a correct way to play. A correct color palette, a correct level of ambition for a starter house. Like if you accidentally placed glazed magenta terracotta next to stripped mangrove logs, a committee of builder judges would appear and revoke your creative privileges. It felt like dirt houses, or digging a hole into the ground on day 1 wasn't allowed anymore. Like if you didn't build the Pinterest cherrywood survival base of your dreams within the first 20 minutes of a world, shaders not included, you were somehow doing it wrong. Sometimes those end up wrong too. So for a long time, I just didn't share anything related to Minecraft with people. But I've come to realize that Minecraft doesn't have to be any of that. To put it simply, Minecraft is a sandbox game, and sometimes we need that reminder. Minecraft was also basically the first thing I started watching on YouTube when the platform began. Uncut Let's Plays, redstone tutorials that I never really understood, but I thought the people doing them were cool. SMP servers with microphones that sound like they were being recorded inside of a microwave. Mine's not that much better. Minecraft videos became my background noise in the same way other people put on comfort television shows. I didn't always have to be watching. I just like knowing that somewhere, someone was enjoying this game I had grown to love while I existed in the background of my own life. So Minecraft has just always been there. But starting a channel felt different. Every time I conceptualized it, I would think, someone already does this better. The mega builds are bigger, the redstone actually works, the editing looks like a documentary, like someone actually discovered how to get themselves and their camera rig into the game and start documenting. It all felt exciting to try, but really daunting to master. Let me side note for a second and say I have already learned so much just filming this video. Did you know you can turn your name tag off when recording? I did not until I finished filming this whole thing! Figures. So I almost let that be the end of it. Which is dramatic, considering we're talking about placing digital blocks in a video game. Take, for example, my tumultuous relationship with my guitars. I taught myself guitar, then shattered my wrist, got a screw put in my wrist, and stopped playing for years, because I didn't want to go back to being bad at something again. When I tried to start again recently, I realized something frustrating but important. You don't start by being good. You start by being willing to be bad long enough to get better, which is something I am unfortunately very bad at. That's an exhausting standard to hold yourself to. But a lot of people don't actually hate starting. They just want to start already being impressive. They want their first video to look like the videos they've been watching for years. I know that feeling, because I did the same thing. Which is hilarious, because we're still talking about placing blocks in Minecraft. You can literally log in, place one block, log out. Congratulations, you played correctly. Then I had this kind of fake deep realization. No one's doing this unless I do it. Not Minecraft itself, obviously that is already covered, but I have a specific brain combination. I want to sketch the build first. I want to try new color palettes. My passion for cool tones has got to go. I want to give each build its own specific song, like I could infuse it in the walls if I just try hard enough. Because we're in a sandbox. That version of Minecraft doesn't exist unless I make it exist. Every couple years, there's what I lovingly refer to as the Minecraft Renaissance. Unsure if anyone else has noticed, but the Minecraft YouTube community has a pretty strong core fanbase. But every couple years, it suddenly feels like it's gotten larger than life again. 2012 it all began, 2016 had one, 2020 had one for obvious reasons, and then 2025 had one. I feel like right now the Minecraft community is picking itself up and preparing for another rise. Each time the rise began, I wanted to be part of it. Everyone needs some escapism. What better place to escape than the game that lets you do anything? But I got stuck, trying to figure out which category I could realistically make content in. I did not want to be a streamer. Being live held too much room for mistakes and mishaps. I wasn't able to make redstone tutorials, and I wasn't even that good of a builder. Realistically, fighting the war of perfection is not a battle easily won overnight, but it is something to grow in all the same. Maybe I'm projecting a little, and not everyone feels an internal battle while trying to enjoy their hobbies. But I have a sneaking suspicion I'm not the only one. As I'm quite a bit older now, I think I'm able to reflect back on my past self and see the version of me that was afraid to put something out in the world if she didn't find it garner enough positive reaction, if her product was not considered perfect. And while creating on YouTube is the creation of a product, it did not used to be like that. You used to set a 30-minute timer and film what you got and post it. And while editing is something to enjoy, and audio design is intriguing, and color theory runs through our brains, it does not have to be another project for your shelf of YouTube recommendations. This is not to say that every YouTuber on this site is creating a product. This is not to say that creating a production is a bad thing. I have watched many a video essay or Let's Play series that I found much more interesting than half the things found on TV today. What this is to say is that if you go into anything in life already comparing your contributions to those who came before you, you have lost the fight already. The only person who can make your content is you. The only person who can play your guitar is you. The only person who can live your life and do with it as intended is you. When I was younger, I thought creativity was supposed to look impressive. Like if I was going to make something, it had to be something people would immediately notice. But sometimes, the things you create aren't supposed to be impressive. Sometimes, it's just supposed to feel nice to create it. When did we stop existing just to exist? Why does what we do have to please anyone? One of the first times I ever terraformed something, I logged off and went to bed right after. I got an all-caps text from my best friend later that night. "Yo, this is so sick!" And it wasn't even anything crazy. It wasn't a huge mountain or a sprawling landscape. It was a small cave that I had remodeled to look better in my eyes. But I had put on some music and absorbed myself in the world and just gone for it. No Pinterest or YouTube examples to go off of. And it was the first time in a while I'd actually enjoyed my night off. When you take the pressure of expectation out of relaxation, it becomes actual rest. But in a society that is constantly telling you that you're running out of time, how do you find rest in things that once brought you joy, but now just feel like a test you're failing? Learning music brought me joy. Now, every time I play a note wrong on my keyboard, it feels like I'm one step farther back behind everyone who's ever touched a keyboard in their life. Like I'm walking backwards in a board game that I didn't know I was playing. You don't need Minecraft to be a job or something you simply hold on to for nostalgia. You just need to stop treating every hobby like it doesn't benefit you if it isn't efficient and doesn't advance you in some way. This is not a concept familiar to only Minecraft. Minecraft is simply the lens I find it easiest to portray it through. It's the medium in which I came to terms that perhaps, maybe not everything has to be a product. Heck, this whole video is an overproduced product of my own design, but I lost myself in making it, in creating it. I took breaks when it felt like work, and stayed up writing on the nights it felt like rest itself. I'm writing this from my notes app at 1 a.m. because I shut my laptop off 30 minutes ago, but I still have something to produce. But this product is beneficial in a way that it's not beneficial. It's just for me. Except selfishly, it's not just for me. It's a product for you, because I want more people to find things that make them want to stay up late to enjoy. Things not bound behind a need to produce, but a want to create. Things that give them rest, even as the actual act of sleeping evades them. Things that wake their soul up. Okay, I'm getting weird. It's time for bed. This video is an amalgamation of several things. A channel intro, a video essay, a Minecraft video, a midlife crisis, a patchwork of fragmented ideologies, a fill in the blank. I set out to create something simple. A first episode of a Let's Play, and somehow, over a month later, came out with a scripted, edited video on society's constant need for progress and productivity viewed through the lens of Minecraft, which is ironic given I produced a product instead of resting playing the game. Let's Play coming eventually. But what this video is actually, most of all, is an escape route for myself. A way to trick myself into creating instead of trying to produce something. Those words may sound like synonyms, but they're actually quite different. So here's the sitch. This is my new and improved hobby of non-production, in which I will be producing. And by producing, I mean creating. Creating videos to an audience of me. Did I enjoy editing it? Did I feel rested and have fun building? If the answer is no, then you're not going to see it here. This channel is a big melting pot of all the hobbies I have loved and lost in the machine of production all those years ago. And I'm reclaiming them. By doing what I've been taught to do, produce something. But this time, I'm taking the reins and producing it. Not for any kind of deadline or test, but because the moment we stop creating for the joy of it, we lose what we were created for in the first place, to create. There's a difference between the two, however small. In production, you're making something that is meant to be consumed, used, or evaluated, while in creation is about making something for the experience of making it. There's no invisible standard of Minecraft for goodness sake. You're too much in your own head. Play the video game. So, this channel starts with a sketch. Yes, I went to design school. No, I'm still not good at sketching. As we've learned, I liked the end product more than the base. I'm going to sketch the build first. Think about vibes more than materials. This does in fact come back to bite me later. Why did I build things I need a silk touch pickaxe to get? This video took a month because I decided amethyst crystals were a need, and I'm just a gal with a corporate job who has the crisp 3 days a week to actually play Minecraft. I'm going to actually use my background in mixed media, my passion for audio design, and my newfound knowledge of editing. Then, I pick music that feels like the backbone of the build, because Minecraft building without music just feels weird to me. Everything should have a soundtrack song, plain and simple. And when I say music, I mean I will be throwing everything at you. Rock, instrumental, folk, K-pop, 2000s party anthems, you name it. Besides country, it'll be here. Today's track is from Minecraft itself, because while you shouldn't just be playing Minecraft for nostalgia's sake, I will give the music a pass. This track isn't even from when Minecraft first began, but it encapsulates the many nights I spent pondering if I even wanted to make this video in this channel at all. So it's a good first choice for this episode. After all that, we translate it into Minecraft. Sometimes it works exactly how we imagined. Sometimes it looks like the LaCroix version of the sketch, like if the sketch lived 3 rooms over and this is its slightly diluted flavor. And instead of pretending I'm not annoyed that I planned every detail from the beginning and it's going off the rails, I'll just try again. New palette, new roof shape. Maybe one day I'll get into world edit. Today, not that day. I want this to feel slower than that. More vanilla for now. More like how I played Minecraft when I was a kid. You and I get to break from our work and get to experience playing a game without comparison. I also get to get better. Always a plus. And if something needs a mod or a command or something slightly experimental, we'll figure that out when we get there. I'm not against bending the rules if it makes the build better. Because this is not my job. This is a space to learn and have fun, for goodness sake. Maybe go build something small today, even if it's bad. Especially if it's bad. Go create something.